Deductible opinions.
G'day, and welcome to the Deductible Opinions podcast. The only podcast that prefers Starlight post-surgery. She looks better. That's...
Remember that one. Yeah, nice.
Today with us, as always, is the never sick JR.
That's right. Still not sick, right?
Still not sick. And the always sick Zac.
I am a bubble child.
Jake Gyllenhaal. And I'm your host, Nick. Hey, fellas. How we going?
Go on, man.
How have you been since the last episode?
JR, can we get a health check?
I am still sick.
Still sick.
I proceeded to catch a new cold after last episode.
This is an evolution or a brand new one?
So I'm still sick. And I'm still coughing from the original illness. So that's my life now.
Okay.
This is my life.
Yep. That's good for podcasting.
But I'm here, you know. I made it.
And we all appreciate it. Zac, how's your week been, man? Have you been watching much media this week? Playing any games?
I have not been watching too much media. I did start a fun little video game called The Case of the Golden Idol, which is like
interesting.
It's like a throwback to old school point-and-click adventure games like Day of the Tentacle or like Secret of Monkey Island. And that's been pretty neat. Does make me feel like a big old idiot, but yeah, that's been pretty sick.
Is it a puzzle game?
Yeah, it's a puzzle game. So like there's like scenes and you have to basically, each scene has a story with blank words in it, and hidden in each scene is like keywords, and you've got to like piece everything together. Yeah, it's pretty fun. In terms of things I've been watching, I did my homework, and that's all I've watched besides House of the Dragon, which, you know, I'm a big dragon boy.
That's all we can ask for, man. Now I've played Case of the Golden Idol.
Oh,
I didn't buy it. I played the demo.
Oh, nice.
And the demo gives you a slice of a few of the different levels. So it starts you off on, I don't think it's whatever I don't know if the main game is linear, but I think it just gives you a beginning easy level, a middle average level, and then a hard level.
Yeah, right.
Which I'm assuming is towards the end of the game. I'm not sure because how the actual game plays. And I liked it, but the hard level was hard.
Yeah, dude. Like once you start getting into like multiple scenes, you know, you got to get out that like board with the red tape to kind of like figure everything out, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like a pen and paper game where you got to like, or at least I need to write stuff down because it gets tricky.
Refresh my memory because I'm trying to remember. I am partially forgetting, but it's like you said, you have a scene. The graphics are kind of like poor.
It's like an early 90s adventure game.
Yeah, and you're trying to figure out like, you know, the name of a character by reading things in the scene that talk about the character to figure out who's who. Is that that's what you do?
Yeah, that's right. And there's like optional objectives like figure out who's who in the scene, as well as like just the overall story from that particular scene. And it always involves like a grisly murder.
Yeah, like I remember one, they're in a bar and there's two levels. There's downstairs and upstairs, and there's somebody dead upstairs, and you've got to figure out like who killed that person, who that person is, like who the bartender is. Kind of like Return of the Obra Dinn. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Very, very, very similar. But it's cool. Like I like the way it tickles my brain.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Jordan.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you been able to watch anything or?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of shit, dude.
Oh, do you want to take us through it?
I've been smashing Dragon Ball very hard.
Oh, yes.
The original Dragon Ball.
I was going to say, now I made the mistake when you said Dragon Ball.
That's right.
And I thought, oh yeah, Dragon Ball, that's cool. But no, not the cool one.
Hey, man, original Dragon Ball is the cool one.
Look, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It is wild.
It's a great time.
The like sexual perversion that they've pumped into this series is quite phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Like Master Roshi, who is the, you know, I don't know what you call him. He's teaching Goku how to fight, and they spend 2 episodes, and he makes Goku, who is probably a 12-year-old boy, and Krillin, who is also a 12-year-old boy, go find him a woman that he can creep on. And they bring back like 3 different women that Master Roshi can date.
Yeah, the Japanese animation, anime is the term that the youth use. It's a bit weird.
I wasn't expecting it. I don't remember Dragon Ball Z being that wild.
But I don't know, maybe because I don't know. I haven't seen it. But did you watch the English version or the Japanese version? Because maybe they've cut it out of the English version.
No, this is the English version. I don't know where to find the Japanese. But you don't need to. There's no language barrier. There's physical acts happening.
No, I mean for Dragon Ball Z, you say you don't remember it happening.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, good point. Yeah,
did you see the English version as a kid? Because they cut a lot of that stuff out, and they
probably did.
Onigiri balls and stuff, and they cut those out and put like sandwiches there because people get confused and then all sorts of stuff that are for young dumb Western kids.
Yeah, that could explain it then. They definitely didn't cut it out of this version though.
I remember when I was younger, we were doing a market research thing in the city. I don't know, my parents found out about it somehow, and they sign you up for it. You get paid $20 whole dollars. Whoa,
huge!
And they send you a VHS because that was the times. And on the VHS, it had a couple of episodes of anime on it, and they're doing marketing to see if it's worth bringing the anime to Australia, and it had Card Captor Sakura on it.
No.
And it had something else on it as well. And you got to keep the VHS with the anime on it.
Is it just one episode?
It was just one episode, just the pilot. It might have had Card Captor Sakura, and then it might have had like what's the one with the girls that are fighting Danger by Moonlight?
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, and then like Sailor Moon. Obviously similar shows, or similar enough, the young female protagonist. And then you go there into the city, and there's this poor woman who I don't know what she's getting paid, not enough. She's buttering up kids with food and asking them, what do you think about, what does a 10-year-old think about this cartoon? Oh, I liked it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but that was, because I'm such a cinema stan, they got me to do that from a young age.
Yeah, well, it explains a lot. So I watched Dragon Ball. I watched AVP.
Oh.
Now, remember we had the discussion about watching the Predator films in chronological order.
So now I have to admit, I saw that you watched AVP, and I thought if I bullied him into doing that.
No, you just talk about something and it sticks in your head. And I was just sitting there one night, and I was like, I'm gonna do it, man.
I incepted you.
Well, I brought it up, so I incepted myself.
Ooh, okay. So if you want to go through it quickly, you were saying that you watched all of the Aliens series, right?
I've watched them all in chronological order, yeah.
And I said, no, you haven't, because you haven't seen the Alien versus Predator movies and you hadn't seen Predator. So I said that you failed that challenge. So you'd watched...
No. I hadn't rated them on Letterboxd, but I have seen them. I did it all in chronological order.
But you didn't watch the AVP films during your order?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. When I did it 4 years ago, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I've done it, man.
So this is the second time in 4 years.
Well, I haven't watched anything after this, so it's yet to be determined. I can still do it, but I don't think I will.
And what did you find? What did you think of Aliens?
It's a good movie, man. It's a classic, dude.
Which? There's two of them. Which one is this?
This is the first.
I can't. What is this? The one where they go to?
This is the one where they go to Antarctica and the pyramids underground, and it's basically The Thing but bad.
It's got the love story between the main chick and the Predator.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, great movie.
And then at the end, you think she might go on the spaceship, but they're like, "Nah, it's not going to work.
You ain't cool enough."
She gets a weapon out of it, though. Yeah, it's a good movie, man. It is a good movie. Then I watched Tremors, which I didn't love. And did you guys watch this when you were younger? Like, I've never heard of this movie until you brought it up last week.
Yeah,
I watched it at Dan's house, at my friend Dan's house when we were younger. When we were like 12, got it from the video store. Kevin Bacon.
Jesus, okay, yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
and maybe 12-year-old me would have liked it, but it was just okay, man.
Well, our mutual friend Daniel, because he used to live next to the video store, like directly next to it, so we watched just everything. The video store would let us. We'd go down there. And we'd rent something and they'd let us swap it out without having to pay more money. So we'd watch it, go down, swap it. They wouldn't care. So we just watched pretty much anything they had.
The good old days, man.
Yeah. But you didn't like it.
I mean, look, I think I gave it a 3. It's not bad.
Okay.
I get why it's cool, but
What didn't you like about it?
The worms are stupid. The worms destroying everything is dumb.
Hey man,
the way they kill the worms is stupid.
The worms aren't stupid. How much money has Dune made now? People like worms.
People love worms. Dude, they did it first, man.
Don't say Kevin Bacon's hair is stupid, please.
No, he looked amazing.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Kevin.
I was worried.
You didn't think it was funny. In Tremors, there's that bit where you have the gun nuts. There's a couple that are gun nuts.
Yeah, dude, that was funny. They were funny.
and they have an underground bunker, and Kevin Bacon, like, he warns them and he's like, oh, you guys got to get out of there. You can't stay in your bunker. They're like, you don't know, whatever, it's fine. And then the worm bangs through the concrete bunker's wall and he's out there. And then you see the couple backing up, and then into frame comes a big wall just full of machine guns and like shotguns, and they just start unloading guns.
Yeah, they pump like 2,000 rounds into that worm. That was my favorite part of the movie.
There you go. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's why I got a 3, man. 3's all right, you know.
A 3 is okay. A 3 is good.
I watched Mission Impossible, obviously.
Nice.
I don't know why I did, but also a classic film.
Nice. What else?
And then I watched, I'm up to date with Presumed Innocent, which I think Zach should watch so we can discuss it next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
Because it's getting spicy, man.
I'm also,
and I won't spoil it for Zach, but
please, no spoils.
Yeah, binge it, Zach, and we'll
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Like, what did you say, Nick? It's your favorite Apple TV show? Or you think it's the best one they've made?
I think it's the best Apple TV show that's come out so far.
Dude, that's huge.
I like it more than Severance.
Well,
Severance is good.
I really like Severance.
I really like Severance, bro. It's going to be hard to topple that.
I think this show's better.
Well, it depends how the show ends, man.
It depends how the show ends. That is a good point.
But it has been good so far.
It's better than Ted Lasso.
But yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, not hard.
By far.
What'd you do, man?
I've watched quite a few things this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hey,
7
Jesus,
cinema
dude.
films this
It's
week.
not a competition, boys. You know, we don't have to watch 8 films by next episode. It's fine.
Now, I went and saw Waiting for Guffman at the Lido Cinema. Zach from Auntie Donna runs a movie club, a monthly movie club there. So he's putting that on, and that was a lot of fun. Waiting for Guffman is a mockumentary style movie, similar to, what was his other film? This is Spinal Tap, I think is his most famous film.
Okay.
I really liked it. Have you guys seen Spinal Tap?
No.
Yes.
Okay. So it's similar in style to that film. That's, I would say, is probably the most famous mockumentary.
For sure.
I actually thought this one was better. It's a lot of fun. Definitely worth seeing. Not a lot to talk about. It's hard to explain because it's a mockumentary. You kind of just have to see it. But essentially, it is about a town in Missouri called Blaine. And it's the 150th anniversary of the town being made. And they're putting on a stage show, a theater show for the 150th anniversary. And it's about them making the show. And it's quite humorous. They filmed it like you would film a documentary. So they took 60 hours worth of footage and cut that down into 90 minutes. And all the actors are just improvising the whole time. And they're just finding the best improv and putting it into the film. And it's really, really funny.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Now, that was at the cinema. The rest were at home. I saw Footloose.
Footloose, that's insane that you watched that. It's a great movie.
Never seen Footloose before. He just wanted to dance, you know? And that's sweet. That's sweet. Not a big fan of dancing myself, but...
Didn't make you want to dance?
Awesome film. It didn't make me want to dance, but it's a really good film.
Dude, we're on a Kevin Bacon tear, bro.
Yeah, and then if you don't know what Footloose is about, everyone knows what Footloose is about. It's about a man who Kevin Bacon goes to a small town and dancing is banned and he wants to dance. Go see it. You haven't seen Footloose. It's a recommend. You don't need it. We don't need to go into it. Go see it. Idiocracy. Never seen that one before either.
Wait, really? Dude, I watched that like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. There you go. It was okay. It's maybe like, I think I've seen a lot of YouTube clips and stuff, YouTube shorts that spoiled a lot of the jokes. It was okay. Would I recommend it? Maybe not. Worth a watch maybe if you want to, but not a strong recommend like Footloose and Waiting for Guffman.
I think I liked it more when I was younger. And then the recent rewatch it's a bit too silly.
It's very silly.
Yeah.
Very, very silly. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Dude.
What happened?
Andy
Andy Serkis. What happened? Were you phoning it in, Andy? You wanted to get your new Golem film made. It was just boring. I like watching these films. Because they're like, I think I was watching a video or I read something on Reddit and somebody was saying like, these are the biggest special effect films that are currently being made. Like these are the big epic special effect films.
What, the Planet of the Apes?
Every single character is a fully like motion capped, fully facial motion capped ape, right? Every character, like it's more than Avatar. It's more than anything else. It's got so many special effects in it. I liked that they were saying this one was going to be more like the first one. They've gone into the future and the humans can't speak, blah, 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 blah. Without getting into spoilers, it turns out the trailer is kind of a rug pull. That's not really what it's about.
Oh my God.
Just a bit boring.
Dude.
I haven't seen any of those movies besides the
new franchise, you mean?
Yeah, the new franchise. I've seen the original Planet of the Apes, but I don't watch monkey movies.
I'm not a huge fan of the franchise either.
You don't watch any monkey movies?
I refuse to.
What about Kong?
Haven't seen it.
What?
Damn.
That's crazy, dude. Even the Jack Black version?
Haven't seen it.
That's a lie.
I legitimately haven't seen it.
That's insane. All right, that's a good movie.
If there's a monkey in it, I will not watch it.
let me fire past these ones because I did want to have something to talk about before we get to the movie today, which is Knock at the Cabin. I also watched Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
What a classic. What a classic. Not a recommend. I mean, that's not a recommend, but wow. 1999. They were doing things. We were making jokes and we were doing things in 1999. And for good movies, LA Confidential.
Oh,
interesting.
yes,
so many Aussie actors.
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
LA Confidential rules.
Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, Simon Baker. I don't know what was going on, but
Kevin Spacey though, dude.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey's not Aussie, but Danny DeVito, fantastic role.
Not Australian.
But not Australian. LA Confidential, watch it. You don't need me to go through it. It's a classic. You know about it. If you don't know about it, it's about 1950s detectives. It's kind of a thriller. It's kind of like a detective noir police movie. Go out there, watch it. You'll like it, or you won't. And if you don't let me know about it. But if you do, send me an email. The other things I wanted to mention. Did you boys see the Gladiator trailer?
I don't watch trailers.
Yeah.
Neither of you watch trailers.
I hate trailers.
Well, that's not true. I do watch trailers, but I've not seen the Gladiator one.
Okay. Well, maybe you can watch it. We can talk about it next time. But the Gladiator trailers come out. There was a lot of internet drama about it online because in the trailer, instead of like Gladiator 1, they have the swelling music, the instrumental music, something that you would, they go for a Shakespearean, like all Roman stuff goes for a very Shakespearean feel with like an orchestra and epic music, right? And in this one, what they've gone with is a Kanye West song.
Oh, right. I was going to say dubstep, but Kanye is just as good.
Dubstep's out, but Kanye West is in. And so people have re-edited the trailer. Oh, I don't know. I don't know Kanye West songs. You know it.
It could be Black Skinhead.
It's a song. They used it because in one of the lines in the song is like blood at the Colosseum door or something.
I know it.
And then also like I don't know the movie. I haven't seen. I don't know what the new. Obviously, I haven't seen it. No one's seen it yet. But like I don't know what the characters are going to be. But you got Denzel Washington doing an American accent. You got Pedro is obviously doing his like Spanish accent, and everyone knows that Romans have British accents, obviously from Italy,
famously.
So the accents are all over the shop, and after Napoleon, has Ridley Scott lost it? And I love Ridley Scott. I love Ridley Scott.
You're a fan.
He's my boy. I love it. Has he lost it?
I didn't watch Napoleon. Because you said not to.
Not great. I thought I'd mention quickly because it was related to the Gladiator trailer. Those About to Die, the Roman TV series that is starting on this Friday, that starring Anthony Hopkins, or at least he's in the trailer, appears to be some sort of Roman gladiator thing. TV series, Peacock series. It's going to be on Amazon if you're down in Oz. Could be worth a watch. Keep an eye out. But finally, either of you boys watched The Bear?
I haven't got around to season 3 yet.
I've only seen the first season though.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about The Bear season 3 here. quickly. You've seen season 1 and 2, Jordan?
No, I've only seen the first season.
You've only seen the first season, and you've only seen season 1 and 2, Zach?
Yeah.
So, as you'll know, Zach, man, the show really pivots, and you won't know, Jordan, really pivots from season 1. Very hard. In season 2, it's pretty much a completely different show. Season 3, it pivots even harder. So the series, season 3 in particular, it's really, really pretentious. It's kind of gross. Nothing happens in the entire season. It's the same as at the end of season 2. And there's just all these just random episodes and shots, and like the showrunners have lost their mind. And I think nothing else will really like show you like how pretentious it is other than watching it. You'll know within a second of watching it, but by looking at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, right? Which is 90% for season 3 from media and only 53% from the audience. So I've got a little game here where I've picked up a couple of reviews from Rotten Tomatoes that I want to read out, right? A little review of The Bear. Just keep in mind. So I just finished The Bear. I finished it today, and not a fan with season 3. I don't think I've ever seen a TV show, ever, that has made this change where its success has so gone to the writer, director, creator's head that he's just kind of like disappeared up his own butt. Like it's crazy. Anyway, Matt L leaves a review on the website. Matt L. The show is 45 minutes long. 40 minutes of it is all drama. I Am a Man, season 1 and season 2 were great. I don't mind some drama in the show, but too much drama just steers people away. I don't know if I want to finish watching season 3 or not. The writers need to come up with something else to pique, P-E-K, the watcher's interest.
Yeah.
And usually when you bring a baby into a show, that means the show is failing. 1 star. 1 star. So
it's a professional film critic right there.
Matt's a man. That's a man. Season 1 and 2 were great, but doesn't mind some drama, but not, 40-minute drama. No.
Too much drama.
That's one of the reviews. Another one I picked up, which was good, which I have works in kitchens, and yes, it's a war zone. Everyone is sleeping with everyone else. You work so close and know way you much about your co-workers, but could any of them just stop yelling? It's like everyone wants to be Gordon Ramsay. It got old real quick. If I want to watch people just yell at each other, I'll visit my family. John S. So that's a 1 star from John S. But some people like the show. Some people like the show. Brett S says, clearly none of you uncultured crybabies have ever worked in a kitchen a day in your entire lives. So quit review bombing shows you can't comprehend. Take care now. Bye, Ben. 5 stars. Thank you, Brett S.
Huge.
Thank you. So yeah, The Bear. The Bear, it's what's going on? Maybe TV's gone as well. TV's going to go the way of cinema.
It's not though, man. We got Presumed Innocent, bro.
Dude, we do have Presumed Innocent. I'd love to read some reviews on that maybe next week.
Yeah, Adam. The Bear. All right, well, maybe I will watch season 3 then.
Nah, watch it.
Maybe I don't need to.
It's pretty bad.
Have you worked in a high-stakes kitchen before, bro?
No, he's right. I haven't.
That's right.
How could you possibly understand?
It is hard to comprehend. It's very hard to comprehend. Well, fellas, should we get to the main event?
Yeah, why not?
The main event. Jordan, what movie did you select last week?
I selected an M. Night Shyamalan classic, Knock at the Cabin. That's what I selected.
Knock at the Cabin.
And I don't regret it.
7-year-old Wen and her fathers, Daddy Andrew and Daddy Eric, are out in the middle of nowhere enjoying a lovely Airbnb holiday when Dave Bautista, Ron Weasley, and 2 other people show up and demand the family make an impossible choice. Either save the world by choosing one of the family members to be killed, or refuse to choose and be forced to deal with an insane Airbnb cleaning fee. Will the world end? And who are these strangers? Will Ron Weasley be able to use his magic to enchant us on the big screen once again? Knock at the Cabin.
Pretty good synopsis, dude. I like it.
Thank you.
Huge like Batista.
Zach, can I get some thoughts? What do you think of Knock on the Cabin?
You didn't say who directed it, Nick.
I mean, I did.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
The Visionary.
visionary.
Shyamalan Malakan.
Before we talk about the movie,
Yes.
there's a quote that I read that M. Night said about this movie, in which he says that this was the fastest he's ever written a script.
And it shows, man.
It shows. Oh my gosh.
You know, cool idea, garbage execution.
Yeah, that's
my interpretation of this film.
that's pretty fair.
I thought Batista was really good. You know, he looks great in his small, tiny button-up shirt.
He looks huge, man.
He looked huge. I don't know. He didn't have a lot to work with.
Yeah, look, I think it would have been a hard role for Batista. He's done a lot of monologues and stuff, but I also felt like he looked big in the film because he is big. I do not feel like none of the shots made him look big and intimidating.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Like, you don't just have to get a giant person. You can use trick photography. Like, compared to the 7-year-old, he should look gigantic, but he just looks big.
But I don't know if they were necessarily intending for him to even be intimidating, you know?
A giant man beast. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the other characters aren't
That big.
intimidating, really.
Well, Ron Weasley.
He's
kind of
intimidating?
He's put on some bulk since Harry Potter.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but not in the muscles. He's got that power gut now. Old Ron Weasley. So Knock at the Cabin. The movie starts and we get an opening credit scroll at the start of the movie. That's very old school.
That's
an
rare.
old school feel.
I will say I do love an opening credits. It's always a good time. Very 90s.
Bring it back, I say.
Hand-drawn pictures over the credits, which in hindsight on second watch, because I watched this twice.
You watch it twice.
Yeah.
I watched this twice, and I listened to an audio commentary from the writer of the novel of the novel, and I'll get into it.
That's dedication.
Those pictures are the visions.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, 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 very clever.
I didn't need to watch it twice to figure that one out. No offense.
Is that the twist? There was something clever in this movie?
Didn't need to watch that one twice.
So the movie starts, and we have the 7-year-old girl, and she's getting grasshoppers in a forest, and Dave Bautista appears out of nowhere and starts talking to her very calmly and nicely. And all I can think of is, you know, is Dave Bautista meant to be a pedophile in this film? And
Jeez, that's where you went straight away?
is that not where your brain went?
No.
No.
No, not really.
He's giving me some pedophile vibes at the start
I guess
there,
the
man.
glasses,
I just
maybe,
want to
yeah.
be your friend. My heart is broken. Oh, where are your daddies at?
He's just a big dude with a big heart, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. My head didn't go there.
Okay. Well, maybe that was just me. The child actor was atrocious.
Yeah, not
What
great.
can you expect, dude?
I don't know what happened, because in M. Night Shyamalan's first film, he's got a child actor, and the child actor was quite good. But in this film, the child acting was really bad. So I don't know if he's forgotten how to work with children.
Yeah,
or
but the
not.
child actor in this movie was not a lead at all. Like, she barely had anything to do with the movie.
They should have got Andy Serkis,
Ooh, yeah.
you know, do a bit of CGI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I like where your head's at.
So what did you guys think of the opening scene? Anything to note?
It was very confusing for a long time.
Yeah, you
I
weren't
didn't
sure what was
really.
going on?
Yeah, I had no idea what was happening. No clue. I didn't think he was a pedophile,
Okay.
but I also didn't. Yeah, I wasn't thinking anything. I was like, damn, Batista's fucking huge. That's pretty much all I was thinking.
Just distracted by his tight button-up shirt.
He's a big man.
He's
Now,
a big dude.
In the novel, it's not a big man.
Interesting.
It's a normal sized man. And when Dave took the role, having read the novel and being a fan of it, he said he was apologetic. And he said, listen, I'm sorry. I've just bulked up for Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'll be able to slim back down. But before the movie starts shooting, it's fine. Don't worry.
Mm.
And M. Night said, no. I want you to get even bigger, get massive.
Yes.
Because he's a hack. So
Come on, man.
moving on next, the child, when she runs away, runs into the house to her two dads. She's a homosexual couple, and tells them they're strangers in the woods. It's not just Batista now. There's 3 other people, 4 people total, and they come and knock on the door. Title, in the screen here. Did you guys notice anything about how the film looked or anything from that perspective when you're seeing the cabin or
No.
Was
it meant to look like something?
What if I was to tell you that M. Night Shyamalan decided to get old lenses, the same lenses they would use in the 1990s to make the film look old school?
Okay.
Film didn't look old school to me.
Did not look old school to me.
Yeah, I remember reading that actually and thinking that like I didn't really see that effect at all.
Yeah, I didn't get that vibe at all.
I will say though that I actually enjoyed the opening, 10 minutes of the film. I found like Batista was a bit unsettling. The setup was kind of, like what's going on here, and then the movie happens.
It's interesting that you say that. Because the start of the film, we go back to the novel. The start of the film follows the book exactly, right?
Interesting.
It's 1-to-1 to the book. It's not until the ending, the wonderful ending of this film,
wait, really?
where M. Night did a complete rewrite and changed it completely.
Wait, so how much of it was following the book then? Everything up until the ending?
I think it's like 70% or so, right, Nick? I think like they redid some things.
Basically, it's just the ending that is changed.
Really?
Is basically the same with some slight changes.
Because the ending was got dog shit.
It's very funny listening to the audio commentary from the author of the book. And he's trying so hard. He's like, look, obviously I'm biased because, I spent 15 months reading this book and this is not what I pictured the characters doing in this ending, it's just different. He's trying to be so diplomatic. He clearly hates it. But look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is the biggest scene of the film happening right now. Well, in my opinion, right? So the intruders are about to break into the cabin. And I hope you're ready for this because this is the action of the movie. There's not going to be much more action after this. They come up and they knock on the door. And immediately Eric goes, "Oh, you go away. I've got a gun." And Ron Weasley, who's very good in the film, unfortunately not in very much. He's like, "Oh, bullshit, I don't believe you." And they just break in anyway. And he doesn't have a gun. He has a gun in the car, in the boot of his car. And it's interesting in the film. I thought that was very weird. So he has a gun in the car. They set that up and they want you to think about it. What did you guys think of the action scene when they were breaking into the house?
I do have a note here that simply says in all caps, "Worst attempt at fortifying a house ever." They're moving that couch in front of a glass door.
That was so stupid.
That is a theme that runs throughout the movie, and it's that everybody is terrible at everything. Nobody does anything right.
Well, that is so true. Except Batista bursting through the door. He does that very well.
He bangs through the door. Ron Weasley is hilariously angry.
Yeah.
So angry. What did you guys think of Andrew beating the shit out of Ron in that little 1 second boxing scene?
I mean, it made sense to me. Why wouldn't you beat the shit out of an intruder?
I just felt like we're in a different movie for a second. I'm like, where did Ali come from? He's like, hits him up with like a 8-piece combination. Later on, like in the movie.
I mean, we don't know anything about Daddy Andrew. He could be a boxer, bro.
He is a boxer.
There we go.
There you go. It's in the movie that you watched.
Spoilers, dude.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
We were going to get there.
Spoilers.
He mentions later. He's like, "Oh, he's trying to make you feel bad for him." This is Ron. He's like, "Oh, my dad used to beat me like Andrew just did a minute ago."
Yeah.
Ron Weasley did great, starring Ron Weasley.
Yeah, I really liked him in it.
Yeah, I wanted more Rupert Grint in this movie.
That's a shame. I wonder why they got rid of him so quickly.
They're following the book, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess they probably should have
just changed it.
Probably should have changed that, instead of the other shit they changed.
You say that, and he does die first in the book. With the book, very different, but the direction the others die in the book is different. At least one character dies at a different time in the book than in the movie. But we'll get into that. So they've broken into the house. They got in pretty easily. They got into the house pretty easily. And now you've got these 4 strangers. You've got 2 women, 2 men, and they've got these weird kind of mace farming tool type things. And the premise of the film is explained. And first of all, there's an awkward scene where the four of them have broken into the house and they've them tied up, and they're like trying to explain that they're not homophobes. They didn't know they were a homosexual couple. It's just a coincidence.
They didn't know, man.
And Andrew doesn't believe this. Andrew has obviously been a victim his whole life, and so he thinks, no, this is bullshit. You're just coming after us because we're homosexual. And they then go on to explain, hey, you need to pick one of the three of you to die. It's got to be a choice. It can't be suicide. You have to pick someone else to die and then kill that person. Otherwise, the world will end. Right? If you don't, every moment you wait to do this, a plague will be released upon the earth. Does anyone remember what the plagues were? What
a premise, dude. Well, they didn't list, I know what they were, but they didn't list them when they were explaining this to them, did they?
So Leonard reads a little passage, and he says, this is from their visions. The four of them had shared visions. And he says, the oceans will rise.
Oh, that's right.
There will be a plague. The sky will fall. And finally, an unending darkness will descend. So those are the four. In a minute, I'll ask you if you guys can remember to tell me which evil happened after which character died. See if you guys can remember that.
Yeah, okay.
So at this point, can I just get a vibe? At this point, you're watching this movie and they've broken in and the child is, I guess, acting. How are we feeling about the movie at this point?
Look.
Were you in? Were you hooked? Were we liking the film at this point? Were you interested?
Like is strong. I was interested to see what was going on. I wanted to see more.
Again, like subscribing to the idea of cool idea, garbage execution. I was like on board for the idea, happy to see it through.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I was interested. I wanted to see where the film was going. The biggest thought in my mind at that point was
what's the twist going to
be? No. It's that the actor from Hamilton and Mindhunter, Jonathan Goff, was, and he often does this. Fantastic actor. Yep. He was acting the pants around everybody in Hamilton.
Absolutely.
He was in a serious horror movie, and the rest of them were, I don't know. he was doing a really good job. He is concussed in the movie, so he's also going to act kind of concussed as well. He's fantastic. So shortly afterwards, they're asked, and they say, no, we won't pick anyone. And Ron Weasley is immediately removed from the film.
Tragedy.
Instantly.
In the film and outside the film.
I was thinking at this time, because they walk over, they grab the girl, and I'm like, oh, are they going to break his kneecaps? They're going to torture him into picking someone? But then they just turn the girl around so that she can't see as easily at Ron dying. They put a weird white mask over Ron, and they kill him.
They do that goofy axe shot. Like Batista picks up the axe and the camera moves with him and it just looks janky as hell.
We go 180.
We're doing it. Maybe M. Night's been watching House of the Dead with the old 360-degree camera, getting some ideas,
What happens when Ron dies, Zach?
What happens when Ron dies? The oceans rise.
Oceans.
I don't know if that counts,
is that correct?
Man. I don't think that counts, dude.
At this point, they
turn
the television on.
Nah, man. It's earthquakes, bro. And then there's a tsunami.
Come
on, man. Come on now.
Earthquakes.
At this point, they turn the television on and there's already been an earthquake. There's already been an earthquake an hour or so ago. And they're waiting and they're watching the television. They're all waiting for something to happen. And then another earthquake occurs and a tsunami occurs. You see it on the beach. And they're saying that, the oceans will rise, a tsunami, right? That's the first plague. When Ron dies, what does he say?
Well, when he dies, don't look away, watch me. I don't know. What do you say?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa. I wish. No, they say a part of humanity has been judged. Something like that.
Okay.
So at this point of the film, we're sort of thinking that, you're meant to think that, oh, this is real. This is what's happening. There's a plague occurring. It's a very sad and it's meant to be like the scary moment of the film. It's a very serious moment. Would you guys agree? Man's just been murdered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you were a director, would you put your little cameo just before Just before like
pivotal moment.
thousands of
I do
people
have a note on that.
are killed. So what's your note? Do you want to read your note?
No, it's just a note that M. Night has a cameo as a home shopping channel host. Like, that's just amazing.
M. Night's cameos are always so bad because he cannot act.
What was he thinking?
Where else would he have put himself in, though? Maybe, I don't know. Plane crash on the beach, maybe? Maybe on the beach when the flood was coming. Yeah, it was weird, man.
I have a pet peeve about all the like found footage in the film, like all the news report bits where they're like phone footage, whatever, but it's obviously shot on like an immaculate cinema camera. And it just that shit always annoys me.
Yeah, and no one was running when the CGI tsunami was. I guess they forgot to tell the extras that they would be able to see the tsunami. But whatever, that's fine. So what notes have I got here? TV host heartless. The TV host did not seem to care that there was a tragic disaster. Her career would not go last. People, you need to show like, you know, a little bit of like, you have to look a little bit of upset. You know, I mean, we're all 9/11 kids.
That's true.
And all the news reporters, they looked upset. They weren't fucking smiling and shit. Anyway, so she wasn't so great. Tomorrow morning, Dave Bautista says, okay, well, you haven't made a decision. Sleep on it. We'll start again tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
What? Already?
Yeah, he's on a schedule, man.
Why is this in the film? Why did they go to sleep?
He's on a schedule, dude.
It adds nothing to the film.
Yeah, I actually don't know why they did that at all.
Is it not because they needed time? Like, is that when one of them tries to escape, or is that after?
No, she escapes later in the morning. I mean, kind of, but not really.
Yeah, that added nothing at all.
So this film had, before we crack on to the next part of the film, this film had an R rating in America.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of things have R ratings in America, dude. It's different to our R rating, I believe.
But why?
I do not know. The blood, I think, and swearing and gunshots. I don't know. There's a weird checklist that they go through, and if they check enough of them, boom, R rating.
Yeah.
It's like, I think a movie in America can have a PG rating if they curse one time.
Okay.
They got some weird rules over there, man.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre. Well, anyway, they wake up in the morning and one of the characters is feeding the little girl. She's a chef. They do the same thing again. She this happens a lot in the film. And a similar thing keeps happening in the film. She begs for her life and says, I've got a child. I don't want to die. But if I die, you know, another thing will happen. But they still don't want to pick, right? They still don't want to pick. You see a little bit in Mindhunter's face that he's kind of thinking about it a little bit. And Andrew notices that Eric is thinking about it. And he starts to worry.
He's concussed, bro, you know? What do you expect?
But Andrew is so full of like anger, and I mean, I think he says at this point, even if what you're saying is true, I still wouldn't pick a member of my family to die. Yeah, right.
Pretty sure that was his stance from day dot, bro.
Very interesting.
He was like, "Nah, man, fuck the world."
Very, very, very interesting. So she dies, and what happens? What is released? We are on.
Do we need Zach to get it wrong again, or do you want me to get it right?
We are on plague.
Bird flu. It's bird flu.
Bird flu?
Is it bird flu?
It is a virus that affects children. I do not remember what the name of the virus was, though.
You know what, Zach? It's bird flu in the book, but it's not bird flu in the movie. Good work, dude. Damn, good work. Bird flu in the book. That's some other random virus that affects only children in the movie. Not aware.
That's such a weird choice. Why would you not just go with the book?
Don't know why viruses affect only 10-year-olds. I don't know enough. Is that a thing? Are there viruses that only affect children under 10? That seems
there's shit that affect. Yeah, it happens, man.
But the news article at this point of time is saying that it's only in Africa or something. It's not
like America,
all over
South Africa, and somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not all over the world. And although the four of them now two of them keep saying that they see visions and they know what's going to happen and they're seeing the world burning and all this stuff, they don't ever say, look at the TV, there's going to be a plague now. Like, that would convince the two people. That would convince them. They never straight up say it. They're like, look at the TV, something happens. And they're like, oh, look. Just another frustrating part of this movie that works in the book but doesn't work in the movie.
So do they explain more in the book?
Well, it mostly just that the book ends differently.
Yeah.
Completely differently than the movie. But we'll get to it at the end. We'll get to it at the end. We'll just go through the movie first. At this point, Andrew is saying that Ron Weasley, that he got assaulted, Andrew, years ago in a bar, and there's a flashback to it. They're talking about their love for each other, and they want to adopt a child. And somebody comes and is like telling them to shut up, and Andrew gets, quite lippy back and forth at them. And they come and Andrew gets bottled, right?
Yeah,
and
twice.
You see a rocky montage of Andrew like learning to shoot a gun and learning MMA and stuff. And he says that it was Ron. I didn't recognize before, but I remember now. And that it's not the name, it's not Redmond, it's O'Brien. It's a different name than the name that they gave him. And then you have this scene that it's kind of, it just seemed a bit like silly to me, especially with how the movie ends, where they're like, oh, he lied about his name, go check his ID. No, it doesn't matter. And then the women are like, oh, but he was the one that posted on the message board about the cabin. Wait, did we have the vision before he posted or after he posted it? And Andrew's trying to convince them that they have mass delusion. But if the visions are as vivid and crazy as they make them seem, I don't know why any of them faltered for even a second. So kind of a weird scene. I think left over from the book. Doesn't work in Shyamalan's different film.
No, it definitely didn't work.
Well, as I said before, Nick, fastest M. Night's ever written a script.
Not surprised. Not surprised. And interestingly enough, the script that was written for the movie, the one before M. Night rewrote it, was picked up for awards as the best unproduced script currently floating around, right? Before M. Night rewrote it.
Wow.
You really ask yourself, did he need to rewrite it then?
Wow. I mean, on the flashbacks, I got a note here.
Yep.
They were like on the whole mostly meaningless, right? Like we kind of gained nothing from them other than learning that one flashback was them picking up the kid and gave us nothing. One was having dinner with one of their parents, the husband's parents. That gave us absolutely nothing.
Yep.
The only one that gave us anything was the bar scene where he had a Rocky montage.
Hey man, there's also the song that they do as a callback later on in the movie.
They're
so
in a car.
The car. That's right.
And that song comes on.
Yeah.
And don't forget the other flashback when they first go to the cabin and they go swimming.
What the hell were they thinking with all these?
Well, because I'm sure the flashbacks in the book,
they probably make sense.
We're fleshing out the characters a little bit more, but
here we're just fleshing out the runtime.
Because the way M. Night changes the ending of the film from the book, all of a sudden those things they're not important anymore because there's no more to think about. And we'll get to it now. We'll somersault through the movie. At this point, we're back on the gun, right? We're back on the gun. Andrew breaks out of his restraints, the rope. They're tied in rope, and he's able to do this because everybody in the film is terrible at their job. The little girl also escapes and is immediately captured.
To be fair, these people are not criminals.
They're just regular people.
They're just regular people, bro.
I would argue they are criminals.
They've never tied up anyone before, so that's why they're terrible at it.
Good point. But the little girl escapes and gets recaptured again. That scene was a waste of time. There was no reason that scene exists. Good screenwriting, M. Night. I don't want to rag on M. Night.
No, he deserves it.
He makes good films.
No, well, not many.
This wasn't my cup of tea. So Andrew makes a run for the gun. And Sabrina she's been in the movie the whole time. She's a nurse. She's been looking after Eric, bandaging him up, and the caring person of the group. She's trying to care for everyone. She's worried about everything. And she chases Andrew to the car. Andrew gets into the car and is going for the gun. And she's just kind of standing there and saying, stop, stop. And then she just stabs him and just keeps stabbing him while he's trying to get the gun out. And then he does get the gun out.
Yeah.
And points the gun at her and she runs away. That scene was ridiculous.
He shoots her at point blank.
He fires a warning shot, bro.
He fires a warning shot.
It was a warning shot. He shot at the tree.
He's going for a gun and she's just stabbing him. Like, do something. Anyway.
I mean, she's also wailing on that window and the glass does not break like that.
Yeah.
Remember he shut the door and she starts smashing the window with a hammer?
Yes.
And it starts cracking. He's like, no, it fucking would explode into a million pieces once it broke.
So at this point, he's got the gun. And we've also, in this section of the film, I didn't mention it before. So before he goes out, before he escapes, he's talking about the X9 virus, which was the Children Under 10 Dead virus. And he says that virus has been around for months. So you're at the point where, at first the film makes you believe, then the film makes you not believe, then the film makes you believe again because he dies, they turn on the TV and there's a virus, and then the film tries to make you not believe again. Like you've seen this film before. This is a film that you've seen 100 times before, and I've got some recommendations for films to do it better at the end. But he's got the gun. He comes back inside, and it's interesting in the book, in the novel, on the director and the commentary of the author. When the gun comes up, he's talking about the gun, and there is this idea of the guns. Whenever a gun is introduced to a situation, it actually makes things worse. It doesn't make things better, right? And the author talks about this. In M. Night's script, the gun is the savior of the entire script, and in fact is used to save the world, which is the complete opposite of his point. So at this point, he comes in and he's holding the gun up on Leonard, on Dave Bautista, and he's like, the tables have turned. Sabrina charges him unarmed and gets shot. And then they just let Dave Bautista just do whatever he wants. He walks over, cuts her head off. Another plague gets released. Now, what's the third? What's the third? The plague, guys.
I know what it is, man.
Zach.
The thunder is the next one, right?
Yep.
The thunder is the last one.
The big old storms. Oh God. So
something starts falling out of the sky, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, that's right.
Like really weird.
Planes.
The planes, dude.
The planes, dude, falling out of the sky.
So we're at the change point of the story. So 700 planes fall out of the sky in the novel 7.
Wait, really?
It's a big change from the novel. So we get 700 planes dropping out of the sky instead of 7.
What did the author think of that? How do you feel about that?
This is when he's very politely, you can tell that he doesn't love the ending of the film. So I'll tell you the ending of the novel, and then we'll go into the ending of the film. And you can tell me which one you think is better. So at this point in the novel, obviously only Sabrina's left because they swap Leonard and Sabrina's deaths around.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because obviously they want
Interesting.
Dave Bautista to be around a little bit more. But they fight over the gun, and the child, Wen, is accidentally shot and killed.
Whoa.
And then Sabrina argues and says, that doesn't count. You didn't pick to kill her. You still need to pick one of you. And they decide, you know what? No, we're not going to pick. We'll risk it, right? And we'll see what happens. And they wander, and the film ends, and you're left not knowing,
Whoa.
Were they just crazy? Was it real? Or did killing Ren do it? And because you don't have it confirmed by having like 700 planes falling out of the sky, there's no way that's a coincidence. That the novel's interesting. It's interesting.
That is such a better ending than what we got.
And having the gun is bad. Like, it's not, they introduced the gun to the situation, and now their child is dead. But back to M. Night's.
Yeah, what a hack, man.
So they let Leonard walk around and do kind of whatever he wants, even though they've got him at gunpoint at this point. Andrew leaves the house and then comes back in. I don't know why he left. He's left the house.
No, he was getting his wallet, dude. We needed to confirm the identity.
He was getting his wallet. Yeah, not keeping an eye on
No.
on Batista at all. At this point, 700 planes fall out of the sky. Batista turns the TV on and he goes, "Oh, I've seen this before." And he repeats what the news anchor says word for word. And it's like, okay, so 700 planes, word for word.
Could have done that a while ago.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. If the visions are real, why didn't you show us using a trick like this? They would have picked ages ago. Freaking ages ago.
Dude, maybe they still wouldn't have picked, man.
It wouldn't make sense, because then the movie would be over.
If only.
Batista goes out on the deck and he kills himself. Who could care? Lightning starts. Okay, whatever. At this point, Eric says that I believe I saw something in the light when Ron Weasley died. Maybe it was Betrothed spell. I don't know. Harry Potter. That's a Harry Potter thing. I want you to kill me, right? And then he shoots him, and they leave, and the girl and Andrew leave, and they go to a little gas diner in town, and it's as if it hadn't already been spelt out enough. At this point, now the news article goes on, and it says there were all these disasters, and they've all stopped at once. And then the movie ends, and they're listening to some terrible song.
That's a good song, man. Don't come on now.
In the car. Why spell it out? Why? Oh,
I don't know, man.
And there's something about them being the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I didn't really understand it. I remember the horsemen being conquest, war, pestilence, and death. But the movie was saying
it was like
nurturing, healing, guidance, and malice. Maybe there's more.
Maybe there's a different one.
Anyway, my takeaway from the film, all 4 of them were horrible at convincing. They're the worst convincers in the world. Don't quit your day job. You're so bad. At no point did anybody really sit there. Like, the only time they tried to convince them was immediately before killing themselves. And the convincing wasn't like, no, seriously, I'm having these visions. It's like, please, I don't want to die.
Yeah, they didn't go about this the right way at all. Having said that, how the fuck would you convince a family to pick one of them to kill one of them to save the world? How the fuck would you do that?
That's the interesting thing about the film, right? About the novel. How would you do
that's why it makes sense. The novel sounds significantly better.
Spoiling it out just ruins it. He agrees to die. That's suicide. You said suicide wouldn't work. So the script doesn't even make sense. You got to go back and cut the suicide part out of the script, M. Night. Maybe if you spent more than a month writing the script, you could have gone back and cut that bit out. But if you say, kill me, and then you grab Andrew's gun and pull the trigger and shoot yourself, that's suicide. Okay.
Did he pull the trigger himself?
I think it's ambiguous, isn't it? You don't actually see the trigger.
I don't know if you see who pulled what trigger.
It's irrelevant. If you're like, kill me, I believe, kill me, that's suicide. The whole point was they have to pick. The whole point is that it's a terrible thing. For some reason, God is a monstrous, terrible person that just is like, this one family stuffed them. They have to pick someone to die. You can't pick yourself. That's the whole thing. And how does the movie end? He picks himself.
Nah, I reckon you can pick yourself, dude.
No, well, I think if Andrew pulls the trigger, though, I think it's...
But he doesn't. Eric pulls the trigger. But he pulls the trigger using Andrew's gun. Andrew's holding the gun. Eric pulls it. So that's kind of the workaround. The movie still could have been interesting to me. Still could have been interesting to me. What if, maybe Eric believes like he does, but Andrew doesn't believe, right? And they fight over it. And, maybe Andrew's fighting to keep Eric alive. Eric's fighting to kill Andrew to save their daughter. You could have some tension. There's no tension here. The movie just ends.
The ending is absolutely god awful of this movie.
Speak to me. Look, let me stop ranting for a second. What did you guys think of the ending?
I will say this. No, the ending was god awful. The premise of a horror movie where the kidnappers start killing themselves is insane and a really cool idea.
Yeah.
But it just goes fucking nowhere.
Tucker and Dale versus evil,
No, that's a bit different though.
Call your lawyers. I know. It is a bit different. It's a little bit different.
It's like, we're going to kill ourselves. We're going to keep killing ourselves until one of you decides to fucking kill the other. Like, it's a crazy idea. I actually thought that was one of the cooler parts. But yeah, it just went absolutely nowhere.
What did you think, Zach?
Again, cool idea. garbage execution. It's another M. Night stinker, you know?
He's got a few of them, man.
He's got a few of them. I think before we started recording, Jordan, you said that, Unbreakable was his last good movie.
Yeah, I think I'll stand by that.
That's 24 years ago.
Yeah. It's been a while, man.
I think he's got some okay films after that, but he definitely has more misses than hits. And yeah, this is just another miss. I think such potential with this script. The ending didn't need to be changed to be a happy ending. Yeah, really wasted idea, I think.
Do you think that it would have been better if the ending followed the book, or do you think it still would have been bad?
Oh, they should have gone the mist with it, just have that really depressing, ambiguous kind of ending.
Now, the author, Paul Tremblay, says in an interview that he had no input in the ending of the script. Little to no input from him for the ending, which is an interesting thing to offer. He doesn't say anything else. He just says no input in that ending. Do you know what? For me, I was enjoying the film. I actually was. I thought the film, I was interested. I liked the idea. There were some frustrating parts that could have been tightened up, but I didn't know what was going to happen with the killing. Is it real? Is it not real? I really liked that part. And when they then, I felt like they treated the audience like absolute idiots. And when they just explained it all to us, I just immediately lost interest. I was like, really? And then they continued to explain it. Every little bit, they had no faith in their audience to get it, right? And I think it's incredible that M. Night, and I'll go on in a minute, and M. Night has done incredible things in his career. He's had an incredible career. What a miscarriage of justice. This film should never have gone to M. Night Shyamalan. It should have gone to anybody else.
Anyone else.
Yes. Maybe use that screenplay that was considered the hottest unproduced screenplay in Hollywood at the time. Maybe just use that one.
It's a shame, man.
Guys, I've got some recommendations for similar films that
lay it on us, bro.
Do it better.
Tell us.
Has anyone seen 12 Cloverfield Lane?
Yes. Great movie.
It's great. It's controversial. Some people don't like it. Some people do like it. There definitely is some controversy. I like it. It does its similar, you don't know what to believe type premise. I feel like it does it very well. It's also got a controversial ending. I think the ending's good. I think it's not bad. I definitely recommend that. I'm also going to say Cabin in the Woods and Evil Dead. The cabin premise, the evil cabin.
Yep.
Cabin in the Woods is just a fantastic film. It plays it differently, where what's happening the entire time in reverse, and that's what's so great about the film. So yeah, those are my two recommendations.
Yeah, solid. I like
nice, man.
Okay. Well, I have got some questions, fellas.
Oh, trivia?
Some trivia? Yeah.
You guys ready for some trivia?
Let's do it.
You got any final thoughts on Knock at the Cabin?
Well, what's your rating, bro?
Oh yeah, ratings.
Oh, okay. You guys go first.
2 stars. 2 stars, boys. I'm coming at 2.
2 stars? Okay.
I actually did a 2.5 on this one.
Oh, 2.5. What
I like Dave. I like the premise of kidnappers who are killing themselves. There was some things I liked. The ending just took away any more stars that I would have given to it.
Interesting. I think 2.5 stars is fair.
Thanks, man.
That's a fair rating. I'm going to give the movie 2 stars as well.
Wow.
I was very tempted to give it half a star. I run hot. I've got red hot blood in my body, but I thought,
Dave Bautista though, bro.
The performances were good. I think Dave's been better, to be honest with you. I wasn't super crashed by it.
Has he had he has a role where he's spoken as much though?
Maybe not. But
there's probably a reason why.
I didn't love Dave. I didn't think his performance was fantastic. I did really like Eric. I really liked
Eric nailed it, yeah. Rupert Grint killed it.
He's really good in Hamilton as the king. If you guys haven't seen Hamilton on Disney or on, if it's in your town, go see theater. Theater's great. Theater's
Jonathan Groff won't be in it though.
He will not. He's moved on
he's not there.
to better and greater things like Knock at the Cabin, a 2.5 star from Jordan, who
Which is very rare for me to rate something higher than both of you.
it's high.
This is a very rare rating.
2 stars. 2 stars for the performances alone. I'm not going to knock a star off for the little girl's performance because I don't think that's mean. Although she's, I don't think she'll get another movie for the rest of her days. No, well, maybe
Jesus
maybe till she's older. It could have been the direction. I had fun though. I enjoyed watching it. It's a good pick. I'm glad.
Did I do good?
Did you guys know the release was originally slated for February 17th, 2023, but it was brought forward by 2 weeks to avoid competition
with
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, that's a big week at cinema.
Famously one of my favorite movies.
Incredibly, actually a film much worse than this one.
It actually is worse.
They should have used those 2 weeks to rewrite the film. Let's go on to the questions. We've spoken about this film more than it deserves. Fellas, gentlemen.
What do we got?
Which film had a higher US opening weekend box office? Was it Knock at the Cabin or Furiosa? Domestic box office total. Which had a higher box office total? Was it
Furiosa? Furiosa famously killed it.
Furiosa famously did not do well at the box
office. When did this come out? 2023?
2023, yeah.
Movie cinema wasn't dead at that point.
I'm gonna go Furiosa just because like it's an M. Night movie. I just feel like people aren't belting down the doors to go see an M. Night movie.
I mean, Furiosa really fucking tanked though.
Yeah.
I mean, Furiosa takes so bad they're calling it the death of cinema. Which for me, I think the death of cinema was Tenet, but people are catching up now.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go against Zach here. I'm gonna say Knock at the Cabin.
No, it is Furiosa. 26 million.
I knew it in the back of my mind. I knew it.
14 million, but I thought it was a fun little question. But which made more money? But which made more money though? We got the box office, but which movie made more money?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Furiosa is not broken even yet.
As in, which movie made more money yet compared to its budget? You know, box office minus budget.
What did you say? Knock at the Cabin got? What was that box office?
14 million. That's opening weekend. So the opening weekend is
Furiosa must be
generally the highest weekend, and then the second and third weekend it will drop off, but do its most, and then it does basically nothing after the fourth weekend. Is how most cinema works.
I'm gonna stick to my guns and just stay with Furiosa.
Dude, they spent so much on that movie.
I know, dude. I know. I'm pretty sure M. Night self-funds a lot of his movies as well.
Knock at the Cabin, dude. I'm going with it.
It is Knock at the Cabin. How sad?
Yes, dude.
Knock at the Cabin only made $54.8 million at the box office, and Furiosa made $172.8 million at the box office.
Insanely low.
The issue is that Furiosa cost $168 million to make, so it only made $12.6 million United.
And is that before fucking marketing as well?
Yeah, they don't count Who knows? Jesus. Who knows? These are the Wikipedia numbers. Of
course.
We're going off Wikipedia here. I donated $2 so I can use these
Trusted
numbers.
Source.
And Knock at the Cabin made M. Night $34.8 million USD.
That's not bad. Good for him, man. You know.
You guys expecting that? Clearly not.
Yeah, I backed it.
You backed it. Another one, fellas. I'm just throwing them at you. You guys are very lucky. You're very lucky. I also want to say, actually, before I go through it, I was ragging on M. Night during this movie. I actually like quite a few M. Night movies, and I don't think Unbreakable is his best last movie. I like Split. I even like Glass.
Split is good.
Together.
Unbreakable's better than both of them, though.
Unbreakable. What else did he do? The Happening, where the trees are.
The Happening was not a good movie. Whatever.
No, I didn't like that. But anyway, he has made some good movies.
He has, yeah. Just not many.
Not as many.
He's made more
good
bad films than good.
Famously, we all know that. He has made, I think we'll point this out, the reason that M. Night is able to continue to make films, why people will give him money no matter what, they'll let him run his scripts, is that M. Night has made his gross for all his films $3.3 billion.
Jesus.
Damn,
And the
son.
total budget for all these films combined is only $723 million.
That's insane. Wait, which one made him so much money?
Well,
There's got to be a standout.
Well, we all
Sixth
know
Sense.
that The Sixth Sense is M. Night's highest
Yeah, of
grossing
course.
movie, right? It made $672.8 million.
Did it make that much?
This is a fantastic question because this goes straight into my trivia question. So, so M. Night, The Sixth Sense is M. Night's highest grossing film. I'm not going to ask you that. But going off the question I just asked you about profit, which film managed to multiply its profit the most? And by that I mean, for example, Paranormal Activity cost $215,000 to make, right?
Yeah.
And its box office was $194.2 million, which means it made 903.2 times its budget.
God damn.
Right? Which movie made the most? I'm going to read the movies out for you. The Sixth Sense. A, The Sixth Sense. B, Signs. C, Unbreakable. D, The Happening. And E, Split. Which of his films made the most money from the smallest budget? Well, not necessarily the smallest budget, but just times.
Put me down for Split.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to know
Fucking
the box
dude,
office
Sixth
the movie?
Sense.
I can tell you the
No.
box office the movie's made if you guys would like to help you out. You going Sixth Sense, Jordan?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. Well, A, The Sixth Sense made $672.8 million. And it only cost his first film $40 million to make.
It's not bad. It's a good multiple right there.
Right? That's a 16.82 times multiple. Okay? That's high. That
It's
is
up
high.
there.
That is the second highest M. Night Shyamalan
Oh,
movie.
shit, dude.
The highest being Split.
Boom, baby.
Really?
Only cost $9 million to make, made $278 million, which is 31 times or a 2,000% ROI, return on investment.
Dude, they must have paid James McAvoy nothing.
Well, I think most of the budget went to James McAvoy, and then the
Yeah,
rest was
probably.
just hiring a dark room.
Probably.
And Split's great, James McAvoy doing
Yeah,
a good
Split,
job.
he's a powerhouse in that movie.
He carries that fucking movie.
And that's why M. Night can make very, very, very horrible films.
Yeah, fair.
And he will get to make films for the rest of his life. Guys, what did we think about when the child actor threw a little tantrum? The
Yeah.
do what you did on Thanksgiving. Do you guys remember what she said? Do you want me to tell you?
Tell
What
me,
she
bro.
said? No. I want my TV, something.
They told her to make a distraction and distract the invaders, the child. They're putting their child at risk. And she started screaming, "I want to watch Paddington and Chloe now." Over and over again, having a little child tantrum. That's fun. The cartoon.
She's gonna go far. She's gonna go far.
The cartoon in the book was Steven Universe, but obviously they didn't want to get the cartoon on the TV. Didn't want to get the rights for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, M. Night, known for keeping the bottom line down.
And then M. Night as well. I've said a lot of bad stuff. Obviously, I think I much prefer the message where the gun is bad and not the savior of the world, but that's fine. You put whatever message in your film you want, M. Night. To give him some credit, the punch scene that both you guys liked, I noted it's down here when I asked you, where Andrew just beat the absolute
Hell yeah, dude.
crap out of Ron Weasley.
Yep.
It was in the original script that was written, the famous screenplay. It was removed. M. Night put it back in. He said,
really?
I want it.
He wanted it.
I want the punches. You know?
Okay.
So
You know what? This movie's crazy, right? Like, it's clear they clearly demonstrated they're all going to kill themselves. Why wouldn't they just sit there and wait until they all killed themselves?
So let me ask you, and then we'll go. Then we'll leave the.
I know we're getting back into the movie here, but that was one of my notes.
Who would you pick, Jordan? Could you pick you and your family? Tied
Oh
up.
shit!
Oh my god!
No, fucking dude, end of the world. I don't give a fuck.
Okay,
In
Zach?
that world, yeah, in that world,
Yep,
It's, the
fuck it,
it's the
dude.
three of us.
yeah, dude.
Three of us.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no,
three of us.
dude. Three of us wandering the earth while everyone else is dead. That would be kind of sick.
Hell yeah.
My question is, if all three of us point at a different person,
Ooh.
who do we pick? How does that work? Sequel time? The made enough money?
Right. We got to go round 2, don't we?
Absolutely. Okay. All right. We're running a little long. Zach, do you have a movie for us for next?
Shit.
Next episode.
I do have a movie for next episode, gentlemen. Imagine it's late 90s. It's a sci-fi classic.
Yeah.
It's going to have you question the fabric of reality.
Mm.
We're talking bald men in leather coats. We're talking great movie, Dark City.
Oh my God. I've always wanted to watch Dark City.
Dark City. I've never fucking heard of it.
Never seen it.
Oh, boys, you're in for a treat. Maybe. Who knows?
Dark
Did you
City.
think it was going to be The Matrix?
I did. I did think it was going to be The Matrix.
Dude,
It's a little
Jennifer
twist
Connelly.
for you.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh, dude, Jennifer Connelly. You got Keith Sutherland being a nerd. You got John Hurt in it. It's a great time.
Well, you got 2 weeks to watch Dark City, and then find your thoughts and tell them to me.
I've never heard of this movie. Okay.
So I got yelled at again last week for my sign off, but we'll sign off. Now. We got to think of a good one. So first week,
last week.
Let's keep watching the skies. Last week it was
That was
keep
bad.
watching the Earth.
Not
And this week it's watch out for Airbnb cleaning fees.
That's your best one so far.
They will sneak up on you. You add a column to your Excel spreadsheet, your budget, cleaning fees, because they're significant. Bye for now.